Hi guys, and welcome back to It's Cooking Good. Today we're going to be cooking you Dr. Pepper smoked chicken. This is a fantastic dish which I'm sure you'll enjoy. You can have it cold, hot, however you want to serve it. Nice with salad, potatoes, or just put it in wraps. It's such a versatile dish and you'll be sure to enjoy it. Let me talk you through the ingredients. So here we have a medium size chicken, which I will come back to in a second. And then our ingredients for the actual rub for the chicken, we're just going to be using some seasoning. Now you can make up your own seasoning. That could be salt, pepper, a little bit of paprika, whatever you like as a flavour on your chicken, put it on. I actually had some chicken seasoning, which was store-bought chicken seasoning, which is almost out of date. And I hadn't opened it, so I thought I'm going to use some of that. And then I've added a bit of smoked paprika into it, just to give it that bit of extra smokiness. The chicken itself, a lot of you will have heard of beer can chicken, which is a very famous way of cooking chicken and does ensure moistness. We're doing it with Dr. Pepper, so it's going to add that sort of sweetness into the actual chicken itself. And we're going to use some of this in our barbecue sauce, which we will baste onto the chicken about 15 to 20 minutes before it comes out. As the barbecue sauce, I'm actually using, again, a store-bought one. This is Firefly cherry barbecue sauce. I thought it would be excellent paired with the Dr. Pepper, because I always think Dr. Pepper tastes a bit cherry-like, a bit like a cherry cola. But if you don't have that, use any barbecue sauce that you like. You could just put plain barbecue sauce on it. You don't have to add the Dr. Pepper. Similarly, you could make your own, and I will put the recipe to the one I do make myself, which is a Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce. I'll put that down in the comments. I'm merely using this because it's half used and I need to use it up. So we'll come back to that in a second. I'm actually going to be smoking the chicken, as you know, and I am actually using a Traeger smoker today. I appreciate not everyone has one of these. This recipe is equally as good if you do it just in the oven or on your normal barbecue. If you are doing it on a standard barbecue, just make sure that you cook it on indirect heat. You don't want to be putting it directly over the coals. So either separate your coals to one side and then have an area of the barbecue where you can cook indirect, or if you're lucky enough to have a plate setter on your barbecue, make sure that you have that in. If you are cooking it indoors, and I have done this recipe indoors many times, there are some things out there that will help you introduce that smokiness to it. And one of them, I thought I'd recommend this to you, is Colgin. These are smoked liquids. This pack here is great because it's like a trial pack, but they last forever. You literally only need a few drops of this. You get a mesquite flavour, you get a cherry wood flavour, hickory, and also an apple wood. So lots of different flavour profiles there that you can introduce to your chicken. Again, it's your preference. If you are using these on meat, be it chicken or ribs, and you're cooking it in your oven, just all you need to do is take a little bit of that and brush it, or use your hands and put it on the chicken. Probably use the brush, because when I did it with my hands, I just stank like I smoked 20 a day or something. So just spread it on the chicken, add whichever rub you want to on your chicken, and then chuck it in the oven. Okay, so let's get started on the chicken. I've just got some gloves here. As I say, this is a small chicken. It's not big at all, but to be fair, it's just my wife and I eating it this evening, and then anything that's left the kids can have in their sort of packed lunch tomorrow, either through a salad or probably a pasta salad or such like. Oh, if I can get these on. Doctor in the house. Okay, right. So let's get started on the chicken. What we want to do is introduce some flavourings under the skin so that it actually gets onto the surface area of the actual flesh itself. So what I'm going to do is just pinch it like this, because you've got this membrane that sort of comes down the middle and it's quite hard. So if we start to pinch it, I feel a little bit like Fanny Craddock, if anyone remembers Fanny Craddock. Maybe it's just my age, but I'm sure I watched her do this with a chicken and maybe a duck. So we're just going to do that. And then what I want to make sure is I can get my hands. What you don't want to do is pierce the skin. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm just literally putting my fingers around there like that. And again on the other side, I'm then going to get my seasoning. Don't worry, this seasoning isn't going to be reused. I'm just going to pack it down into the chicken. Don't worry about the mess. It's a messy old business. Okay, that's it. That's good. and then again on the outside, and we're just going to rub that in. I lightly oiled this, but I mean literally a very small amount. Just going to do that, like so, all over. The reason I sort of decided to use this rub, to be fair, is because of the Dr. Pepper and the barbecue sauce. I know is going to be pretty sweet, and this adds that sort of saltiness, so you get that salty and sweet flavour, which I particularly care for. That's looking pretty good. We're going to use it all up, bit in the cavity as well, like so. Perfect, and this is going to take on a great colour in this smoker. Okay, next we got our, just take all this out of the way, just move that to one side. What I've got here is a pan, which basically I'm going to sit my little trivet. Now, if you don't have one of these, just use the can. You don't have to go out and buy one of these at all. Use whatever can of drink it is that you're using. And we'll just open that up, like so. And I'm going to use all bar probably about a tablespoon, like so. So that's filled it up to the top. I'm then going to take the remaining bit, just move that out of your way, excuse the noise, and put a little bit in there. That's all I need, perfect. And then add our barbecue sauce. Now, I'm not using the barbecue sauce yet, but I'm just doing it now to show you. That's it. No need to reduce this down or anything, because when it does go in the heat, it is going to naturally thicken. So we'll just leave that like so. I'm then going to get my chicken and we're going to place it over our mock beer can. Great one for the kids, this as well. You know, you don't really want to be giving them beer can chicken, I suppose, but well, you may do, but it's just perfectly good. And that's it. That's firmly on there, and that is how it's going to go into the Traeger. I'm going to leave that now for about 15 to 20 minutes just to let those flavors really infuse into the meat and the chicken. I've got the smoker preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees centigrade. And we will cook this, because it's quite a small chicken, probably I would say for about an hour and a half. What I want is an internal temperature on that chicken of 165 degrees. So I do have a meat probe in the chicken, which will go in. I'll check it at about 155. I'll then start basting on the barbecue sauce. Anyway, I'll come back to you soon. Let's get cooking. Okay, so the internal temperature's reached 140 and it's been on for about an hour and 10 minutes now. As you can see, look at that lovely colour, and I can't even begin to describe the smells that are coming out of here. So what we want to do is just now give it a baste with our sauce. So this was our barbecue sauce. What I don't want to do is really brush it, because I don't want to rub off our rub. Just do this. Coat it, and I'll do this a couple of times before it comes out. Just dabbing it on really, like so, and it's really nice and crispy now. Some on the legs there, some on this side. Oh, lovely. I can't wait. Okay. So there we have it. It actually cooked the chicken for about 1 hour and 35 minutes. I basted it twice up until the point that we hit the 165 Fahrenheit. Now, I backtracked because the Traeger, it does work in Celsius and Fahrenheit, but I tend to use Fahrenheit. So my apologies for earlier. It's actually, you need to cook it, if it's Celsius you're working from, it's 74 to 75. For those of you that might be interested, the Traeger is, I'm not being sponsored by them, by the way. It is an electric smoker, and it works off pellets. So I don't know if you can see that. These are little pellets that go into a hopper, and they burn off and obviously smoke your meat. And I use cherry flavoured hardwood pellets today, but you can get whatever flavour you like. So let's get the chicken, and I'm going to put my gloves on. These are really good gloves because they can go in the dishwasher, which is even better. We're going to lift it off here, hopefully. There we go, in one piece. Let the juice come out like that. Perfect, look at that. Just going to let that juice come out, and then I'm going to flip it over onto the right side. There we go. Take my gloves off, like so. Just give it, actually, before I do that, let's just give it an instant read just to make sure. Yeah, that's perfect. It's at 165, and obviously the heat will go up slightly anyway. Let's cut into it and let's see how we've done. Oh, the corner cut is my favourite bit. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Just flip it over. Don't know if you can see that, but it is juicy, really juicy. And hot. That is phenomenal. I think it doesn't matter whether you use Dr. Pepper or any other sort of liquid in your base. It just injects that sort of moisture into the chicken that you just cannot beat. I mean, but that said, the sweetness with the saltiness really does work. That is cooking good. Guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I'm going to enjoy eating this bird. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, please send us in your recipes that you'd like us to cook, and I look forward to seeing you next time.